7 ways the world is getting better. The world has made tremendous progress against extreme poverty, the minimum amount of income necessary to feed your family. Now, about less than 10% of the world falls in extreme poverty. Just 3 decades ago, it was 30%. The progress that we've enjoyed did not happen all by itself. The ingredient for continued progress is present. Thinking about the well being of men, women, and children. That's the overall philosophy I call humanism. Progress comes from people solving problems, from people setting the goal of improving the lot of humanity. It comes from just the overall application of reason. It's only by looking at trends that you realize how much progress that we've made. To be a happier person, you can't let your view of the world be determined by news headlines, because as long as bad events haven't vanished from the face of earth, there'll always be enough of them to fill the news. Wars still go on, including the worst war in a generation in Syria, but by and large the trend in war has been downward. A fraction of the number of people are killed in wars today compared to the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. The signing of the Colombia Peace Agreement, the last war in the Western Hemisphere, came to an end, so an entire hemisphere is free of war. In fact, 5/6 of the Earth's surface is free of war. That's an example of a kind of trend that you can clearly pick up from the news, because when a country doesn't have a war, it's not news. Child mortality is down, maternal mortality is down, illiteracy is down. 90% of the world population under the age of 25 can read and write. We are getting smarter in a phenomenon called the fringe effect. IQ scores have been rising by 3 points a decade for almost a century. We spend waste less of our waking hours on housework. We work fewer hours. We have access to culture. All these developments, they just never make the news, but they give you a bit more confidence in the way the world is heading. Move backward. If we look nostalgically to a golden age which never existed, if we prioritize competition between nations over overall cooperation, if we fall prey to dogma or charisma, superstition as opposed to hard-headed reason, then progress could slow down and be in some cases even reverse. Despite some of the unfortunate political events of the last couple of years, there's an enormous will to improve the state of humanity, to lift up formerly oppressed minorities, to advance the rights of women, to advance the well-being of people in the developing world. And if we can continue to mobilize that energy, that future progress is absolutely possible. We tend to see negative side, worry about the future, but the world must be better than before. So let's be an optimist. Try to make the future and the world better and enjoy our life.